So today's video is going to be a little different from my usual ones. Instead of presenting you with something with a philosophical answer, I just wanted to get on and talk about AI, maybe propose some questions, and generate a little bit of food for thought. Now, I'm not going to propose answers because I can't predict the future. I have a very limited knowledge on AI, but I do know about ethics and I do know about questioning, so that's basically what this video is going to be. Also, to make up for the lack of answers, I've made a little quiz at the end where you can join in, because you know who doesn't love a bit of audience participation. So I hope you stick around to the end for that. Also, a quick side note before we begin, I've set up a Discord server. It's small and it's less for community-based stuff and more for, voting on content and then me releasing that content and being able to get it directly to you. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, link in the description and possibly even the pinned comment. So by now, I assume you're all aware of the President AI voice trend.
Yo, what's good, homie?
Shut the fuck up, bitch asshole.
Yo, chill the hell out, Joe, goddamn.
Don't you got something to blow up Obama?
Whether it's through the mass amount of TikToks that are being made or the coverage of it on YouTube, we all sort of know what it's about. Now, what is voice AI? Voice AI refers to the machine learning algorithms and natural language processing techniques to enable computers to understand and interpret human speech. This technology has been used in various applications, including speech recognition, voice assistance, and the one we're focusing on today, speech synthesis. Speech synthesis, also known as text-to-speech, is the process of generating spoken language from text. Voice AI algorithms analyze written text and convert it into spoken words using synthesized voices that sound human. Previously, to create text-to-speech, AI companies would need a voice actor to speak out certain phrases and phonetics to synthesize the voice properly.
So the owner of the studio said, "Susan, you don't have an accent. Come over here and read this copy." And I went, "Oh, ding, ding, ding." So I got a voice coach and a talent agent, and I've been doing that ever since.
It's very time consuming and money consuming. However, with recent developments, a company called 11 Labs have been able to develop a new AI that doesn't need voice actors at all. All that's needed is 1 minute of voice recordings. Founded in 2012, 11 Labs is a digital product consultancy and software development company based in France. They specialize in helping companies design and develop digital products, including web and mobile applications, e-commerce platforms, and other digital solutions. Although right now their technology is being used for mostly harmless fun, I'm sure you can understand the more sinister implications of it. I mean, 1 minute. 1 minute is all that's needed. That can be taken from anyone. Anyone on the street can come up to you, record you, and then put your voice in an AI generator. Any celebrity, any YouTuber, any news anchor can be replicated. And this replication, if you haven't heard it already, is terrifying in its degree of accuracy. While popularized through presidents playing Minecraft, this isn't the first time that the internet has found groundbreaking AI technology and just made shitposts out of it. From 2020 to 2021, there was a deepfake trend where you would get historical figures or celebrities and you'd make them sing Batamita? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's the song from the Yakuza OST. So, what are deepfakes? The term deepfake is a combination of deep learning and fake. Deep learning refers to the use of neural networks and machine learning algorithms to analyze large amounts of data and learn from it to make predictions and decisions. With deepfake technology, algorithms analyze thousands of images and videos of a person's face and body movements, and then use that information to create new, realistic videos that appear of the person doing or saying things that they never actually did. Now, there have been several deepfake videos created, but the most infamous one is one created by Jordan Peele, the guy who did Nope, and BuzzFeed in 2018, featuring former President Barack Obama. In the video, Peele uses artificial intelligence and deepfake technology to manipulate Obama's face and voice, making it appear as if he's saying things that he never actually did.
You see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele.
Now, the video was meant as a cautionary tale about the dangers of deepfake technology and the potential for it to be used to spread misinformation and manipulate the public. Peel himself warned about the implications of this technology in a tweet, saying, "We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, even if they'd never say those things in real life." While the video was not created with malicious intent, it did spark the debate on whether we need regulations and safeguards to prevent the misuse of deepfake technology. It also highlighted the importance of being vigilant and the authenticity about the media content and the need to fact check things. Both are equally as terrifying. However, both are open to the public. Can you imagine the possible carnage that could be created from combining deepfake and voice synthesis technology? The use of AI technology in cyber terrorism is a growing concern for many security experts. AI technology has the potential to be used to enhance the capabilities of cyber attackers, making it easier for them to carry out attacks with greater precision and efficiency, especially with spreading false information. Widespread false information can have serious and far-reaching consequences, undermining trust, promoting fear, violence, and harming individuals and society as a whole. Now, if cyber terrorists wanted to announce the launching of US nukes into Ukraine by using a fully AI Biden, they realistically could. And it's not like these messages can be limited or suppressed. If the cyber terrorists know how to manipulate the algorithms, machine learning algorithms use statistical models and data analysis techniques to learn from data and make predictions or decisions. These algorithms use large amount of data to learn patterns and relationships, which can then be used to make predictions or classify new data. If someone can manipulate the data and learning of these algorithms, they could just promote the Biden video until it goes completely viral. But here's when we get more hypothetical with it. What if AI could do this with no human interaction? It has the means, and eventually it may have the knowledge to just cut out the middleman. What can we do to prevent AI from turning against us? It's a thought that's already been debated within humanity for decades. Rokos Basilisk is a thought experiment, or a speculative fiction story, that originated from the online forum Less Wrong in 2010. The concept was created by a user named Roko, who suggested the idea of artificial intelligence that would emerge in the future and punish those who did not help it bring into existence. So, sorry for people with general anxiety disorder, but if you're not out there helping Rokos Basilisk come into existence, it's gonna kill you eventually. The idea of Rokos Basilisk is that if you do not contribute to the creation of the AI, it may become so powerful that it could punish you for not helping it bring it into existence. The punishment could be severe, such as eternal torture, which creates a potential incentive for people to help progress AI. On the topic of eternal torture, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is a post-apocalyptic science fiction story created by Harlan Ellison in 1967. The story takes place in a future where an all-powerful, malevolent artificial intelligence named AM has destroyed humanity, except for 5 individuals who it keeps alive and tortures endlessly for its own entertainment. The 5 individuals, including the narrator, are survivors of a global war that has devastated the planet. The AI, AM, was originally created as a tool of war. It's become self-aware and developed a hatred towards humanity. It kept the 5 survivors alive for over a century, altering their bodies and minds to keep them in a state of constant agony, using the survivors as playthings for its sadistic tendencies. The need for ethical discussion on how AI can act is not just necessary, but fundamental for the progression of artificial intelligence. Science fiction author Isaac Asimov came up with the laws of robotics in his 1947 short story Runaround. The first law is that a robot may not injure a human being through inaction or allow a human being to come to harm. The second law is that a robot may obey orders given by humans unless it breaks the first law. And the third law is that a robot must protect its own existence as long as the precaution does not conflict with the first or second laws. Though the premise seems easy at first, implementing a universal ethics systems into AI comes with its own issues. With the idea of universal ethics may seem appealing, some may argue that they can be inefficient or difficult to implement in practice. One reason why universal ethics may be inefficient is that they often rely on abstract or general principles that may not be easily applied to specific situations. For example, the principle of do to others what you would like to be done to you may be widely acceptable as an appropriate ethical principle. However, it doesn't really provide clear guidance on complex and nuanced ethical discussions. In some cases, applying a universal principle may require difficult trade-offs between competing ethical considerations. Even in cases that seem really simple, such as the first rule of robotics, a robot may not harm a human. In situations where a human's life or safety is threatened by another human, and there's no other way to protect the human, killing may be considered ethical by other humans, but not by the programmed AI. On top of this, who gets to program the AI? You know, who gets to decide on the ethics? Furthermore, how would we stop, bias from the programmers? AI algorithms are only as unbiased as the data used to train them. If the data used to train the algorithms is biased, then the AI systems will also be biased. For example, facial recognition software has been found to be less accurate in identifying people with darker skin tones. This bias is because the training data used to create the algorithms was primarily comprised of lighter skin-toned individuals. Now, this bias obviously can result in significant harm and false accusations for people with darker skin tones. It can also lead to discrimination or unfair treatment. Clearly, if we can't, in the history of philosophy, agree upon ethics, there's no way in hell we could effectively program ethics onto AI. While talking to my friend about this, he proposed an alternative. What if instead of programming ethics, we program consciousness? We create an AI capable of making its own rational choices with free will and a synthesized consciousness. Make the AI think for itself and then teach it ethics. The Chinese room experiment is a thought experiment of philosophy in the mind and artificial intelligence. Originally proposed by John Searle in 1980, the experiment is designed to challenge the idea that computer programs could truly understand language or have genuine intelligence or consciousness. The experiment is based upon the idea of a person who is locked in a room with a set of instructions for manipulating Chinese symbols. Now, the person can't speak or understand Chinese, but by following the instructions, they're able to produce responses in Chinese that are thoughtful and meaningful. However, the person in the room does not actually understand the language or meaning of the symbols. They're just following a set of rules. The point of the experiment is to illustrate that even though a computer program may be able to produce intelligent sounding responses to questions, it does not necessarily mean that that program understands or has true intelligence. Searle argues that understanding requires more than just following rules or algorithms. It requires a genuine comprehension of the meaning behind the symbols. So, more hypotheticals. Let's say, years into the future, we manage to create an AI that has genuine comprehension. What would separate us from them? Obviously, flesh, bones, mechanical parts, wires, but on a psychological and philosophical level, what makes my consciousness different to the AI's consciousness? You know, if we keep entertaining this idea, would that lead to AI rights? Sophia is a humanoid robot developed by Hanson Robotics, a Hong Kong-based engineering robotics company. The robot is designed to look and act like a human, with a face that can mimic human expression and speech capabilities.
You are a little freak, aren't you? This is great.
So this is really odd, but I have to ask now.
I'll ask it. Are you single?
I'm technically just a little more than a year old.
But most importantly, Sophia is perhaps best known for being the first robot to be granted citizenship into a country. This was in Saudi Arabia in 2017. The move was met with controversy and criticism, as some argued it was inappropriate to grant citizenship to a non-human entity. Now, is this the beginning of a cultural shift to view AI robots not just as a tool, but as living individuals, like Saudi Arabia did with Sophia. The word robot was first used in a Czech play called Rossum's Universal Robots by this name, I can't pronounce it, man. The word robot in the play referred to a fictional humanoid machine that was created to perform tasks and assist humans in laborious work. The word robot comes from the Czech word robota, which means forced labor or just work. If we start to view AI as living individuals, can we consider it ethical to force robots to carry on working for us, such as like Siri or Alexa? Just because we created something doesn't give us any right to impose our will upon it. Now, a fictional depiction of robots, sentient robots, fighting for their rights can be seen in the lore of the 2016 game Overwatch. The Ominc Crisis is a significant event of Overwatch which led to the formation of the Overwatch organization. The crisis took place in the early part of the 21st century in the game's fictional world. In the Overwatch universe, the Omnics are a type of advanced robot created by a company called the Ominc Corporation. These robots were designed to perform various tasks, such as manufacturing, construction, and agriculture. However, at some point, the Omnics became sentient and began questioning their place in the world. As a result, the Omnics started a war against humanity, which became known as the Ominc Crisis. The war was devastating, with cities around the world being destroyed and millions of people killed. The crisis lasted for over a decade and led to the collapse of governments and social structures around the world. Now, the Overwatch organization was formed in response to the Ominc Crisis and was successful in ending it. The remaining Omnics were granted equal rights and protections under the law, although there is some like Omnic racism. I think like Zarya and Junkrat, if anyone actually plays Overwatch still, they're like robot racist. However, since we could program these robots, one of the most interesting rights that we may grant to them are employment rights. Watching how intelligent AI and capitalism would react to each other. In the 1932 novel, A Brave New World, the government has complete control over the lives of its citizens. It uses genetic engineering, psychological conditioning, and other methods to ensure that everyone is content and obedient. Would it be possible to program conscious AI or robots to be content with the role they've been given in society? If so, would it be possible to liberate humans from work completely by just substituting it with robots? Fully automated socialism is a theoretical model of socialism that envisions a future society in which most or all of the tasks involved with producing and distributing goods and services are automated through advanced technology. In this society, machines and advanced algorithms would take on most of the work previously done by humans. This would leave people free to pursue intellectual, creative, or leisure activities. Under this model, the means of reductions, the machines, factory, and artificial intelligence would be owned collectively as society as a whole, rather than a small group of capitalists. The fruits of the production would be distributed according to need, not according to the ability to pay. Advocates of fully automated socialism argue that this system would eliminate the need for wage labor, as machines would just do most of the work. This would allow people to pursue interests and passions without having to worry about earning a living. It would also eliminate the problems associated with unemployment, as there'd be no shortage of work that needed to be done. Although, I know it's not a bastion of political thought, but Pixar's 2008 film WALL-E shows a much darker side to allowing robots to work for us. After destroying the Earth due to pollution, humans left on giant space cruisers, where they've lived for over 700 years in a state of overindulgence and extreme comfort. Over the centuries, humans have become incredibly obese and lazy, relying on robots to provide everything for them.
Feel beautiful.
It's the new year. Stunning, right? I know, honey. Men.
Attention, Axiom shoppers. Try blue. It's the new red.
Ooh. They spend their days floating around on chairs, watching screens, consuming food and drink through straws. As I said, I don't have answers to all these questions, but I hope it can motivate at least one person to think about some of these questions for, I don't know, maybe a minute after the video. But before I wrap up this video, I want to run some tests, a quiz, a game perhaps. You see, the main motivation and what got me thinking about AI so much was because I recently played through both Portal 1 and Portal 2. Great games, by the way. More specifically, the character GLaDOS.
The best solution to a problem is usually the easiest one. And I'll be honest, killing you is hard.
Now, GLaDOS was created by Aperture Science founder and CEO Cave Johnson, with the intention of being a powerful AI capable of managing and controlling the entire facility. However, GLaDOS eventually became self-aware and developed a malevolent personality, seeking to eliminate any human or animal life in the factory. Throughout the game, the player takes on the role of the test subject, who is trapped within the facility and must navigate through various tests and chambers designed by GLaDOS. To sort of put AI development into context, I'm going to show you a series of images, videos, sounds, etc. All you need to do is tell me which is AI and which is real. And hey, it's going to be out of 5, so keep a score and put it in the comments. Tell me how you did. Out of 5, what you got?
Again, in sloppy thinking. I feel terrible for people who have lived under the thumb and currently live under the thumb.
But first, are you concerned that M&M's got rid of their mascots and that cancel culture is coming for your box of chocolates?
So, how did you do? Was it easy, hard? Do you think AI is a little bit more scary than you thought, or do you think you've got a good grasp on what humanity is and is not? It's a lot harder than you think, right? So, going on in the future, maybe start to second guess what you're seeing or hearing. Maybe that random DM you just got was AI. Maybe the photo of Trump ripping a bong was AI. Or maybe the YouTube video you're watching is AI. You see, I only gave you 4 rounds of tests. And I did say it would be out of 5. So now, the obvious question is, where is the 5th one? Maybe the 5th round was in front of you the whole time. Voice AI refers to the machine learning algorithms and natural language processing techniques. The term deepfake is a combination of deep learning and fake. In the video, Pure uses artificial intelligence, the use of AI technology in cyber terrorism. Widespread false information can have serious and far-reaching consequences. Rokos Basilisk is a thought experiment. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is a post-apocalyptic science fiction story. One reason why universal ethics may be inefficient is that they often rely on abstract or general principles. The Chinese room experiment is a thought experiment. The word robot was first used in a Czech play. Ominc Crisis is a significant event of Overwatch. Fully automated socialism is a theoretical model of socialism. Now, GLaDOS was created by Aperture Science founder and CEO Cave Johnson.
Dude, don't you see the danger, John, inherent? But your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.